Joining us today, legendary Cuban-American jazz trumpeter, pianist, timbalero, and composer Arturo Sandoval. He created over 40 albums as a band leader and has been credited on hundreds more. Now, in May, he released his 49th album, Sangu, and has won 10 Grammys, earned an Emmy for his HBO biographical film For Love or Country, and was named a Kennedy Center honoree in 2024. Good morning, Arturo. I'm honored
Good
to be in
morning.
your presence. Thank you for taking a moment to join us here at KUVO Jazz.
It's my pleasure, and thank you so much for all your help promoting and playing our music. We really appreciate that.
Well, you know why? We really enjoy your music, sir.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that.
Okay, very good. So let's talk about you and of all of the instruments that you have played, what was it that led you to the trumpet?
Oh, I start with the trumpet, by the way. That
Oh,
was my yeah. But actually, I start playing percussion and thing, on top of anywhere, and my family, my neighbor, everybody in my village were crazy because I never stopped playing on top of anything. With the silverware and oh my goodness, and the people say, "Man, this boy is crazy, drive crazy, making things all the time." Okay, but later on, when I was 10 years old, I joined a little academy that they put together in the village to teach kids to play an instrument in terms of put together like a marching band or something for the village.
okay.
And then they gave me a few instruments to try, and finally I decided to learn the trumpet. And that was I started playing trumpet in 1961.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Just a few years ago.
Only 65. 65.
Well, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Share with us something about your friend and mentor, Dizzy Gillespie.
Oh, John Burks Gillespie. He was the first jazz musician I ever heard.
Mm,
Somebody played for me an album, a compilation in vinyl of Maestro Gillespie and Charlie Parker. It was a compilation of recording from the mid and late 40s. And that was the very first time I heard any jazz. And I said, goodness, the guy who played that for me, I say, goodness, what is that? And he say, jazz.
all right.
Oh my goodness. And then since I've been trying to figure it out what those people were playing, because man, Gillespie and Parker together, that was something unbelievable. Well, not only me, a lot of people were still trying to figure it out, how to describe what those people were playing so early, in the 40s.
Yes. Wow, it's amazing. So, in 2013, what went through your mind when President Obama put the Medal of Freedom around your neck?
It's a great honor, of course, a great honor. And but I want to share with you something funny that happened that day.
Okay, excellent.
I was sitting there, and then it was like a master of ceremony. I think it was like a military or secret service. I don't know. And then he was presenting the honorees and reading like a short biography, of it. I got the sitting on my right, President Clinton, Bill Clinton,
Yes.
on my left, and on my left was Oprah
Wow.
Winfrey.
Wow.
Okay, and then when the guy who was reading the thing, when he mentioned my name, I couldn't understand my own name.
What?
He said, "No, Arturo Sandoval. I I could understand my name, and then I was sitting there, and then Oprah kicked me with the elbow. He said,
Okay.
Arturo, it's you, get up. Okay. And then I get up there, I get a medal from President Obama, and then it was customary him embrace. And when he embraced, I met him a few times before. And
Okay.
by the way, he was so funny, man, because the last few times we met, he said to me, "What's up, dude?" I don't even know what it was that. I said, "What's up?" They said, how you doing, President?" Okay. And then when he embraced me, I get next to his ear, and I said, "President, please, please teach that gringo how to say my name." Okay. And then he was laughing hard. And
Right.
all my friends called me afterwards and said, "Arturo, why you told Obama that he was laughing so much?" I said, that's what I said. But it was a great honor.
Yes.
But what I like the most about that medal is the most important word in any language around the globe, and which is freedom.
Freedom.
I always said freedom is the most important thing, because life without freedom is no life.
True.
It's no life.
Wow.
And then, that means a lot to me. And then the Kennedy Center honor, which is a great thing too. And now, a few weeks ago, I got the same thing from Spain.
Really?
Yeah, I got an order from the King of Spain that I call Isabel la Católica, Isabel the Catholic. She was the queen in 1492.
Wow.
And she was the one that paid for the whole thing of an expedition of Christopher Columbus.
Mm.
The whole kingdom and everybody was against that. And then she sold her jewelry and properties and things in terms of finance the trip of Cologne.
Congratulations. That is
Thank you.
wonderful.
Thank you. I think I'm doing something good in life.
You are.
I don't know.
You know you're doing something good. You can feel it in your
I
spirit,
don't
right?
know. You know what? The principle, the most important thing is I try my best to get out of trouble.
Yes.
And I follow the law, and I pay my IRS things, and I try to don't complicate my life in general.
That's wonderful because there's nothing like bad trouble, but you want to stay in good trouble, right?
Only in good one.
Yes.
For example, my wife, we've been married for 51 years.
Oh, man. 51 years.
Yeah, that's a trouble, but a good one.
A good one, yes. Well, congratulations on 51 years. That's
Oh yeah.
amazing. Now, the Mambo Kings album soundtrack was a massive critical and commercial success that achieved platinum status. Were you surprised that the LP did so wonderful versus the movie?
Oh, yeah. That was a funny story, because they hired me to write the score
Okay.
of that movie. That was in 1990, 91 or something, many years ago.
Right.
They hired me to write score. And I was working. I was living here in Miami back then, and I was working hard, putting together all the track and all the thing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, finally, we flew to New York to meet with the executive producer,
Okay.
a guy who, he wasn't a musician or anything, but he put the
Financial.
the financial things to produce a movie, and then I brought to New York all my recording and things and demos and everything. And then when we played to that guy, he looked at me and he said, "That's no mambo."
Really?
Oh yeah. And then my manager was there with me, and then he kicked me in the leg and said, hey, watch out, because he knew me, Don't touch the wrong button because, I can change mine nice way. And then I said, sir, I just came from Cuba, That's the only thing I know a little bit. If you take that away from me, you leave me completely naked, And I'm a big fan of Perez Prado and the whole thing, and I know all those mambo by memory.
Right.
And man, how are you going to tell me that? Bottom line, he took me out of the project.
Really?
Yes, and then but they include one of my songs in the album.
Okay.
That was the one won a Grammy. And also, if you listen to the album of the movie, it's only one mambo in the album. The rest is great, but it's more traditional Cuban music, other style, but not specifically mambo.
Okay.
Because in mambo, every Cuban rhythm have patterns.
Right.
They are different. They're completely different, And mambo have their own. And I got that in my blood, man. Don't take that away from me. Bottom line, the good thing is the check didn't bounce.
No, that's right. So that one song took you all the way to the Grammy, huh?
Yeah, no, not only that, because I just get in the country. And with the money of the Mambo King that he cut me out, I bought my first decent car.
Oh, nice. What kind of car was it?
Yeah. Long live the Mambo King.
What kind of car was it?
It was a Lincoln town car. Yeah.
Oh,
but very nice because the interior was designed by Cartier.
Oh my!
And it was beautiful inside. Yeah. That was my first car in the U.S.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because the Mambo King.
Mambo Kings gave you some travels. Okay, gave you some wheels. That's wonderful. Now, you continue to perform globally on your world tour, and you just released Sangu. How long did you plan that? How long did that take you to put that together?
A few months ago, my son and his wife, my daughter-in-law, by the way, she's my manager for many, many years.
Nice.
They came to our house and they said, Papa, because they call me Papa. Hey, Papa, you're getting too old, man. You need to refresh your repertoire or something. You have to do something different or whatever.
Wow.
And I looked at my son, he's 50 years old. I look at him and say, hey, I've been feeding you for 50 years, and now you come here to tell me what to do. What's the matter with you? Bottom line, they got a very clear and well-defined idea of what they want, and they produced the album.
Wow.
Sangu, yeah. And my musician in my band and myself, we were so surprised because they got such a clear idea that every indication they gave us was right on the money, And I said, man, life presents you surprises. And now for this week, I don't know later, but until this week, the album is number one on the charts.
Well, look at that. Radio. All right.
Yeah, it's number one in all the charts in the radio jazz radio station in the U.S.
Yes, they had a
And
vision.
so,
They
and
gave you
so
their vision,
grateful.
and look at what you did with it.
Yeah, life present you surprises.
Yes, I call those blessings.
Ah, absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
Well, that is amazing. Now, when you create music, do you have a particular style or a way that you set up to create a new song, or you just go with the feeling in the gut?
Yeah, you know what? Duke Ellington always said, it's two types of music, the good one and that other thing.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I'm a music lover. When the
Yes.
people ask me, how you consider yourself? You're this and that. I say, no, no, I am only a music lover because the music saved my life and music gave me so many surprises and beautiful things that happened in my life that I couldn't gain that without the music, And then, furthermore, and the most important thing is I love music. Period.
Yes.
And I love jazz and I love Cuban music and I love everything. But for example, my favorite composer ever is or was, rest in peace, Sergei Rachmaninoff.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
I love his music and I'm crazy about I strongly believe the most beautiful piece of music I ever heard in my life
Mm.
is a piano concerto number two. He
Okay.
wrote he wrote four piano concertos. The first one, the critic was horrible to him, It was amazing. And then he was under the huge depression.
Mm.
And because it was so unfair, because the critic was completely wrong.
Right.
It wasn't it. It is a beautiful piece of music, the concerto number one.
Mm-hmm.
But he was sick for a long time.
Mm.
And then after he came out of that depression and then he wrote a number two. Oh my goodness. That's for me is the most beautiful piece of music ever, ever. And then he did a three and a four. And then he was Russian original. But he was a very smart guy because he died in Beverly Hills.
Oh, wow. Wow. Beverly
He moved
Hills.
to, yeah, he moved to Beverly Hills and there was where he died. He was
Okay.
very smart Russian guy.
Okay.
Oh
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing. Now, as you travel around the world, is there some musicians that you have discovered that have excited you?
Oh, you always have those opportunities. We always, um, uh, doesn't matter where. The music is the only international language,
Yes.
and then you could meet people with talent and highly dedicated and with a passion for music in any corner of the world. And yeah, and I met a lot of people that I really admire and respect. It doesn't matter where.
Okay. Excellent. Now, let me ask you one final question. Is
Yes,
that okay?
yes,
All right. So tell us, what do you want musicians to know about your legacy?
that I dedicate all my life to music with a big passion, dedication, discipline. I never touch any drugs and I not even drink alcohol. I'm 77 years old and here, I got a special mute that I put on and it's very quiet because here in Miami we got a small apartment and then
Wow.
I was watching the baseball game last night until very late, and then I was practicing for 3 or 4 hours.
Nice.
At my age, that's my recommendation for any musician or aspiring musician. You know, your dedication and your passion, and especially your discipline to practice, it is going to make a difference.
Yes, it will.
Never take anything for granted. We have to fight and work hard to conquer anything in life.
Oh, that's absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank you
that.
so much. Have a
We
wonderful, wonderful day. And
listen, we appreciate you sharing your insights into your musical journey with us. We are a Colorado where everyone feels seen and heard.
thank you. Thank you so much.
I
Thank
have
you. Thank
enjoyed
you.
it.
And keep playing our music, please.
You know I will.